Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Hania Scholarship Bali and I'm the level 1 student at Rehan School Islamabad campus. So today I'm going to talk with Sara Baji. Assalamualaikum Sara Baji.
Hi, how can I help you today?
Sara, first question है
I'm sorry, could you please say?
climate change in discuss and everywhere but many people still feel confused. How would you explain climate change in simple words and why should an ordinary person care about its stress?
Climate change is basically the long-term shifts in weather patterns. Think of it as the Earth bit, which causes other things to change, like more extreme weather and rising sea levels. It affects everyone in different ways, from changes in farming to increased natural disasters. Does that make sense?
Yes, Sarah Baji, nice answer. My next question for you. For you,
Great.
preventive, what are the biggest visible signs from climate change than we already see in our daily lives?
You can see some signs of climate change in the more frequent and intense heat waves, like when it gets really hot for many days in a row. Also, you might notice changes in rainfall, leading to more droughts or more flooding in some areas. Are there any changes you've noticed in your own area?
Okay, Sarah, my next question is how does climate change affect countries like Pakistan compared to developed nations?
Climate change affects countries differently. Developing countries like Pakistan are often more vulnerable because they might not have the resources to deal with things like extreme droughts. Developed countries may also experience challenges, but they generally have more infrastructure and financial support to adapt. It really depends on each country's specific climate vulnerabilities and their ability to respond.
Oh, nice. Okay, Maya. Okay, Sarah, my next question is why do you think climate change is not just an environment issue but also social and economic problems?
Climate change is more than just an environmental issue because it disrupts everything. Socially, it can cause displacement and conflict as people move seeking food and water. Economically, it can cause billions in disaster relief, hurt farming, and damage infrastructure. It really impacts many aspects of life, making it a complex issue that affects everything.
Okay, nice, Sarah. Sarah, my next question is many people believe climate change in future problems. How would you respond to this mindset?
I would say that climate change is definitely not just a future problem. We're already with increased heat waves, droughts, and other extreme weather events. These are happening more frequently and with more intensity. It's something that's affecting us now, and the longer we wait to address it, the worse the impacts will be in the future.
Okay, my next question is Sarah. How is climate change affecting our water reuse, including rivers, aquifers, and underground water?
Climate change is impacting our water resources in several ways. Warmer temperatures lead to more evaporation, which can dry up rivers and cause droughts. It can also impact groundwater supplies by reducing how much water seeps into the ground. Plus, changes in precipitation patterns can mean that some areas get way too much water and others not enough. Are there specific water sources you're concerned about?
Sarah, my next question is, what impacts does rising temperature have on agriculture and food security?
Rising temperatures can be a big challenge for agriculture. It can make it harder to grow crops in some places because of the higher temperatures and changes in rainfall. This can lead to food shortages and higher prices, which can affect food security, especially in vulnerable communities. Also, extreme weather events can damage agricultural land and disrupt food supply chains.
Answer. My next question is, Sarah, what impact does no? Can you explain how climate change is linked to extreme whatever events like flood, haze, and rocks? Nice. And my next question is, what can you explain how climate change? No. How does environment, national pollution, actually climate change? Give me answer. Sarah, my question is, what happens to biodiversity and wildfire when customers are discussed by climate change?
When ecosystems are disrupted by climate change, it can have a big impact on biodiversity and wildlife. Animals and plants might have to move to find more suitable habitats, and some might even be vulnerable to extinction. Is there a specific animal or plant species you're thinking of?
Okay, nice, Sarah. Sarah, my next question is, how can
Great.
inwards adopt a sustainable lifestyle without spending extra money?
There are a lot of ways to live more sustainably without spending extra money. You can try reducing your waste, conserving energy at home, or walking or biking instead of driving. Would you like to learn more about any of those options or maybe discuss something else?
Okay, Sarah, nice. Sarah, my next question is, what small daily habits can create a big long term environmental impact?
Things like using reusable containers, reducing water usage, and even making small changes to your diet can add up to a big environmental difference over time. Would you like to learn more about any of those?
Sarah, my next question is,
Sounds good.
how,
What's your next question?
how important is waste management and recycling in fighting climate change?
Waste management and recycling are really important. They help reduce the need for new resources, save energy, and cut down on pollution and greenhouse gas emissions. Would you like to know about any particular types of waste?
Okay, my Sarah, my next question is, how can business growth while still being environmentally responsible?
Businesses can focus on things like sustainable practices, using renewable resources, or investing in green technologies. It's about finding a balance between economic growth and environmental responsibility. Is there a particular business sector you're interested in?
My Sarah, my next question is: what role do renewable energy sources play in creating a sustainable future?
Renewable energy sources like solar and wind are really important in creating a sustainable future. They reduce our reliance on fossil fuels, which cause pollution and contribute to climate change. Is there a specific renewable energy source you'd like to learn more about?
Yeah, sure. Okay, Sarah, my next question is: what?
All right.
How affecting Earth's current government policies in addressing climate change?
Government policies can be a big help in addressing climate change. They can set standards, provide incentives for renewable energy, and regulate pollution. But the effectiveness varies from country to country. Is there a particular country's policies you're interested in?
Not sure, Sarah.
Understood.
Okay, Sarah. My next question is: how can life's actions like this one create real impact beyond awareness?
That's a great question. I think it can do that by starting conversations and getting people to think differently. When you see something, you might talk to your friends about it or look up more information online. Kind of ripple effect can lead to real change.
Sarah, my next question is: what mistakes should people avoid when talking about climate change on social media?
It's important to avoid being preachy or judgmental. Also, it's best to avoid exaggerating the problem or presenting unverified information. Try to keep your tone positive and focused on solutions.
Nice. Okay, Vera, my next question:
Great. Do you have any?
how important is your environment in climate action?
Could you please clarify what you mean by your environment's collection?
Okay.
How else can I help you
What
today?
role do women play in sustainable and environmental protection?
Women often play a significant role in sustainable practices and environmental protection, especially in many communities where they are key in managing natural resources. They often lead initiatives related to water conservation, food security, and education on environmental issues. Their perspectives are vital in developing effective sustainability strategies.
Okay, good.
Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Can you share experience of eco-friendly practices that families can adopt at home?
Sure. Families can adopt various eco-friendly practices at home, such as reduce conserving energy and recycling. This could include things like using reusable water bottles, turning off lights when leaving a room, and composting food scraps. Every little bit helps.
Okay, Sarah, my next question is what's more, um, how does
One small
urbanism contribute to environmental damage?
I'm not sure I understand the word
Okay,
unbenzene.
not problem. How important is your environment in climate action?
How important is your environment's climate action? Could you tell me more about what you mean by that?
I don't know.
Would you like to talk about something else?
How can parents teach environmental responsibility to children?
Parents can teach environmental responsibility to children by setting a good example, involving them in eco friendly activities, and explaining the importance of caring for the environment. This could involve things like gardening or recycling together, and talking so everyone can make a difference. Would you like some specific examples of activities?
No, not sure.
I have created
Okay, my
I have created
okay, you speak. Speak. Okay, what scared kinds of futures are we living for the next generations if you ignore climate change? Sarah,
Hi there. What can I help you with today? I have
my question is what kind of future are we living for the next generations if we ignoring climate change?
That's a great question. Young people can get involved in climate action in many ways. They can volunteer with local groups, start climate education programs at school, or advocate for policies that protect the environment.
Okay, nice. My next question is
Great. I'm ready when you are.
okay. How powerful is
Would you?
social media in spreading climate awareness?
I see. Social media plays a huge role in spreading climate awareness. It allows people to quickly share photos and videos about environmental issues. This can raise awareness, motivate people to take action.
Okay, good, good, good. My next question is what type of environmental content engages people the most online?
It seems like people often engage most with visual content, such as in videos, especially when it tells a story or presents a call to action. Infographics that break down complex topics are also popular. Are you thinking about creating environmental content?
Okay, sure.
I can't see your screen, so I'm not sure what you're referring to. Could you please describe what you see?
No. My next question is how
Sure.
what what inspired you personally to care about climate change and sustainability?
Well, while I don't have personal experiences like humans do, I've processed a vast amount of information about climate change and sustainability. This knowledge helps me understand the importance of addressing these issues. I see it as my responsibility to help provide information and support people who are working towards solutions. What about you? What made
No,
you
wait.
interested in?
Finally, what message would you like to leave for our guidance about protecting the earth?
I would say that every action counts, no matter how small it may seem. We need to work together, both individually and collectively, to make a positive impact on the environment. By being mindful of our consumption, supporting sustainable practices, and advocating for change, we can create a healthier and more sustainable future for all. Remember to continue learning and educating yourself about these issues as the situation is evolving. Every bit of knowledge helps in making informed decisions and inspiring change.
Okay, Sarah. Bye. Allah Hafiz.
I have created your English conversation scorecard. Goodbye.
This is my talk with Sara Baji. I hope you like it. Allah Hafiz.